So what we'll be learning today, we'll be learning about Terraform. What is Terraform and how Terraform is used for, like, what is the use of Terraform and how Terraform is different than other IaaC. What were the other IaaC that we discussed? Infrastructure as a code tools. We discussed about CloudFormation, right? And we discussed about EC2, or not EC2, sorry. We discussed about Ansible, right? We have created infrastructure using Ansible, and we did the infrastructure. We did create the infrastructure using CloudFormation as well. Why Terraform? Well, like, what is the difference between the other two uh, infrastructure as a code tools, and how, what exactly the difference is? So the Terraform is, first things first. Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code developed by Harshika. CloudFormation owned by AWS, right? CloudFormation, AWS people designed CloudFormation. And Ansible owned by Red Hat. Red Hat people owns Ansible. Ansible is a product which is owned by Red Hat actually. Okay. Same way, Terraform is an open source infrastructure as a code which is owned by Harshika people. Okay. It is the main process of managing, provisioning, and IT infrastructure. That means, what that means is, you can create your infrastructure using Terraform, and you can manage the infrastructure. When I said manage the infrastructure, let's say you have a Terraform script that will create a lot of resources at glance. For example, that can create a security group, that can create 5 instances, that can create a Lambda function, and that can create a lot of resources for entire infrastructure. Okay. Now, what happens is, when you apply your Terraform stack, the Terraform stack will get the what we call the replica and blueprint of entire infrastructure, and it will put it in a file name called a state file. So what it will do, it will create entire infrastructure, and it will take a blueprint, like how many instances, what was the instance IDs, and what could be what was the security group, everything, and it will take that file and it will put all the data into a state file, which is called a Terraform state file. Okay. Why state file? Right? Why? What is the use of that state file? Let's say when I created infrastructure, and I will know what exactly I did create, because there is a state file, right? Let's say I have used Terraform to create infrastructure which has 5 EC2s and everything, and I'm not going to say that I have created infrastructure with the 6 EC2 instances, because the Terraform state file will tell you what was the infrastructure has been provisioned actually. Okay. Managing, not only creating, and managing the infrastructure as well. Okay. And also, what it will do, it will help to destroy the infrastructure using the same script actually. Let's say you have created an EC2 instance using Ansible, right? And when you want to terminate your EC2 instance, you have written another Ansible playbook to terminate your instance, right? Am I right or wrong? Right? So with the Terraform, what you can do, you can use a Terraform to create your entire infrastructure, and you can use the same Terraform to destroy the entire infrastructure. You don't need to create another Terraform script to destroy your infrastructure. Okay. And the second thing is, another advantage is, you can test this Terraform module, like a Terraform code will be developed as a module actually. You can test Terraform modules before you can even apply to your infrastructure. let's say I have written some Terraform code. I want to test it, but I don't want to create any EC2 instance. What I will do, I will just do Terraform plan, which will give me any errors before even create an EC2 instance actually. So that I will understand, let's say my key pair was wrong, right? And I don't have to apply to actual infrastructure in order to know that, okay, my key pair was wrong. Key pair was wrong. What plan will give you? Plan will give you, okay, hey, this is something you are missing actually. Without this, you cannot proceed. You cannot even create anything. Okay, that's nice. Let me go ahead and update that one. Then let me replan it. If plan successful, then I can apply. Okay. And Terraform is only for, CloudFormation is only for AWS. Okay. And Ansible, what Ansible do? Ansible doesn't maintain any state file. You want Ansible to do something, Ansible can go ahead and do it. That's it. And after a certain period of time, your Ansible doesn't even know what it has done, and you doesn't even know. You can find based on the logs, but it doesn't maintain any state file. Okay. And Terraform has providers like modules in Ansible. Terraform has a providers. Terraform support other clouds as well. It will support Azure, it will support GCP, it will support Oracle Cloud, it will support AWS, whatnot. It will support every cloud actually. Terraform will support every cloud. Whereas the CloudFormation support only AWS. Okay. And now let's go ahead and get the structure of the Terraform. What we have inside Terraform, and how the Terraform components looks like. These are all the core components of Terraform. Variables, that means how we provide variables. For example, what are the variables? Instance name, key pair name, and region name, and a security group, region ID, security group ID, all those variables, right? Am I right or wrong? So those will be provided in a variable file. Okay. In Ansible, how we create a file like with a .yml extension, right? And CloudFormation, either you can create a file with a .json or .yml extension, right? The same way, the Terraform script, you can create .tf extension. Okay. And in the .tf, right, a module has one main.tf and one variable.tf and one output.tf. Output.tf is not mandatory. What output.tf does is, it's similar like a register your entire output for that module basically. Okay. So module is nothing but it's just a directory. It's a simple directory which has 3 TF files. Let's say 3 TF files. One is main.tf, that is the actual your script which will be executing. The second one is variable.tf. That is the place where you will be providing all variables. Say, do I have to have variable.tf? No. You can provide the same variables in the main.tf itself, right? The same way we did provide. You can have vars.yaml file in Ansible, but we did not have that, right? We did provide all key pairs and everything inside like a playbook itself, right? But in real time, you will have a variable.tf file, and you will be providing all your variables inside variable.tf file, and you will be calling them inside main.tf file. Very simple. We are going to write a simple Terraform script, and you're going to love it. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay. And a provider. Provider is a plugin to interact with APIs. When I say APIs, for example, you are asking your Terraform script to create an EC2 instance example. Okay, what it needs to do, it needs to call that AWS API, and in order to create your EC2 instance, because it has to connect to that AWS, then only it will be able to create EC2 instance, right? And you would have to provide that provider as AWS. Okay, module is just a folder with the templates where all your configurations are defined. When I said configurations, it's very simple. What is the instance type, and what is the key pair name, and all that kind of stuff. All that kind of stuff goes to configuration basically. Right? Then state is nothing but, like I mentioned, it will put the entire replica of your infrastructure in a file name called state file. What it will do, it will capture the entire infrastructure and it will add the data to a file. So you will have the entire infrastructure information in that file for that particular plan. Okay, then you will have a resource block. So what you will mention in the resource block, the same way we did mention resources in the CloudFormation stack, right? Let's say you want to create a Lambda function. We did define a resource as a Lambda function, fn Lambda function, and we did provide the properties. Properties are nothing but parameters, right? Lambda function name and the credentials, all that kind of stuff. Okay, and you will have output values, return values from Terraform modules. That means when you apply your module, it will generate output, right? Like a register in Ansible. Each task you can create a register, right? You can assign the entire output of a specific task. You can assign that values to a register, right? That can be a JSON file. The similar way, you can output entire module to a specific register called output value. Okay, and you will have a plan. What plan will do? Plan won't create an instance. For example, if you have a Terraform script, and that Terraform script will have to create an EC2 instance, for example, and you can plan it before you can test it. The plan will get you, let's say there is a syntax error, or there is a parameter is missing, or key value pair is not right, or the codes are missing. All those kind of details, the plan will tell you, okay, hey, there is a problem with the line 16, blah blah blah. And you don't even have to create one. Actually, you can plan earlier, and then if that goes well, and you can apply will create actual infrastructure, and which will add which will provision resources for you basically. Okay, that is the apply actually. So this is the Terraform lifecycle. Init will initialize the module. Okay, plan will get you, okay, the blueprint, like, okay, this script is good to go, things like that. Okay, apply will create actual resources. Okay, and the destroy, you will be using same script to all these things. You won't be writing another script. Actually, you will not be writing one script to terminate and one script to create. You'll be using the same script to terminate as well. That's a magic part with Terraform. That is why for blue-green kind of deployments, they would have to create new infrastructure each time, and they would have to terminate the old infrastructure each time. So what they will do, they'll use this kind of Terraform script. So it's not going to be messy, because you have one script to create and one script to delete, and sometimes configuration might be a little bit different, and you're not going to identify, okay, what went wrong. Why? You are going to identify, but it will take time, and it's kind of like a pain, right? And now you have a box exactly that fits at your door basically, because you've been using same box in and out. So you don't need another box. Okay, get one for inside and one for out. No, because the same script is doing that. That is a very, very excellent advantage by using Terraform. Okay. And So to install Terraform, same utils, you would have to install utils, and then you would have to download that. You see the Dart report like a Jenkins, and you would have to install Terraform using yum install. Okay, and let's go ahead and get started. What we will do, we'll create an EC2 instance, and I will install Terraform on that EC2 instance, and we can configure credentials. Then we'll try to create an EC2 instance using Terraform script, and I will be terminating instance using the same script. We won't be creating another script to terminate our instance. Is that sounds like a plan? Let's go ahead and do it. So let me log into my AWS account, which is I'm paying a lot of money. Okay, let me go ahead and log in there. Hopefully you guys won't track my password. Even if you do, that's okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use, let's go back to EC2 dashboard. Was that clear at least? I'm going to share the document with you guys, okay? Are you guys with me? You guys can stop me at any point if you don't understand. Okay? Oh, seems I don't have any. No images. What happened to my images actually?
Maybe you're in the wrong group.
Oh yeah. No, I'm in the wrong region actually. That's a great catch. So I should have a couple of yes. So I'm going to use this image to create an instance. Then I can just simply install Terraform on that instance while the instance is being created. So what we can do, we can go ahead and grab some Terraform script. You see that? You will get entire scripts like that. All you have to do is just to change your variables and you're good to go. Okay, so this is the module, and inside module these are the tags. This is how you provide. You see that it's a HCL language, like a Harshika language. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, Terraform script to create Amazon EC2 instance, right? Let's go ahead and grab any of those. I don't want to use Windows AMI. I don't want to use Windows AMI because I like Linux. I'm a Linux guy. So what I will do, I can go ahead and grab Terraform script that can create a Linux machine actually. Like this. This is how you define in the provider section, where you will be defining this in the main.tf. Okay. Then once you have that ready, or you can even export your access key secret key, right? Which is we know already. And you'll be providing this provider, and then you'll be creating resources like this, and that's it. And your instance will be ready. This is very simple and very straightforward. You see that creating a configuration files is a Terraform. This is the main.tf file. When you when you try to initialize the module, that means when you try to execute Terraform in it, it will look for that main.tf. If it won't find any main.tf, it's not going to work. Because like Ansible -playbook, and you will be providing playbook name, right? But here is a different story. You'll be running only Terraform init, which will be, which will basically what it will do. So you would have to enter that command in a specific module location. Let's say I have a multiple modules, right? And I'm in a folder, like have a list of modules, and if I do Terraform in it, it's not going to work because you have multiple modules over there, and it will look for that main.tf file, and you would have to very specifically go to that main.tf location. Then you would have to do Terraform in it. Okay, this changing location is very, very important. The cd, that was very small thing. This is how you define your variables. You see that? How simple is that? You define your variables, region, VPC, AMI, all that kind of stuff, and you'll be calling, you'll be even creating a security group right here. Okay, and you're getting security group ID, but we don't have to do all these things. We'll just create simple instance, and we'll just try to terminate the same instance using same script basically. Okay, I hope our instance will be ready. Yeah, let's go ahead and connect to this instance. Are you guys with me? Can you guys type Y in the chat if you are with me? Okay. User, I would say yes. Now what I will do, I can go ahead and install Terraform. Okay, let's go to our document. What is the command to install Terraform? Sudo yum install. Just install utils first, yum utils, then get the Terraform repo file, then just a simple sudo yum install command. That's it. You are good to go. Okay, yum utils already there, so which is good. Now what we need to do, just we are downloading this harshikap.repo file basically. From where? From this location, from this URL basically. Okay, let's go ahead and grab this command. We'll be exploring multiple ways to create our infrastructure. You will have options now. You will have a plenty of options. You could use Ansible, you could use Terraform, you could use CloudFormation. Like, you have plenty of options. Now you are so confident, right? And it's not like you're just doing administrator work like the way you were working before. Now you're more into automation, and now you know how infrastructure as a code works, you know how infrastructure works, and a lot of stuff. Okay, now let's do Terraform -v. Okay, you see that Terraform 1.25 1.2.5 has been installed. Now let's go ahead and create a simple module. Module is nothing but it's just a folder. How can we create a folder? mkdir, right? Simple. And create a folder. Now go back to that folder, go back to that module. Now what you will have to do, you will have to create one main.tf, one variable.tf, and one output.tf. That's a module structure basically. A module will have one main.tf. That is where you will be defining your entire configuration. That is the place where you will be writing your HCL script basically. And variable.tf, that is the place you will be providing all your variables. Then output.tf, you can assign like a register for your entire output. And variable.tf and output.tf is not mandatory, but in a real-time world, people will have both of them. Okay. And some people, they don't worry about output.tf, but they definitely will have a variable.tf and a main.tf. Okay. So what we will be doing, we'll be creating main.tf, right? Let's go to main.tf and let's get that module. Okay. Let me, that's nice. A lot of people are getting it, and this is good sign. Now, so what we would have to do, we need to configure our access key and secret key, right? Am I right or wrong? So what we would have to do, we would have to configure our access key and secret key. This guy should have EC2 full permission so that he can create EC2 instance and he can destroy EC2 instance, right? Am I right or wrong? Are you guys with me? Or I can provide like this. You see, region, I can provide region, I can provide access key, secret key. I can provide like that, but that's okay. I'm going to terminate that IAM user anyway. So let me go ahead and grab this. Okay. You would have to provide the provider on the top. Then you would have to provide your properties. That means like a variables over here. The properties like region and access key, secret key, all that kind of stuff. Then you would have to provide the AMI, security group, and instance type, and whatever the details that needed to provision your EC2 instance, right? You would have to provide all these details actually. Security group, and you would have to provide key pair name, and you would have to provide so many things like a subnet ID or whatever ID, right? And what we will do now, we can just, let's go ahead and add all those values and let's see what happens. Okay. This is the place, this block will be creating actual resources actually. You see that this block, resource block, will be creating a resource actually. So this project IAC, where that project IAC is defined? Can someone tell me where that project IAC is defined? So it is getting the values from, no, it is defining that resource as a project IAC security group, which is a reference for the security group creation. Okay. And this is project IAC is a reference for the EC2 creation. Okay. And they want to grab a security group ID. So how they're getting that security group ID? You see that AWS security group dot, from where they're getting this? You see that from here, from this entire output, from this output, AWS security group dot, this output dot and ID. So that can get them a security group ID. Okay. You see that same like a JSON format, same JSON format, and they're going to get the values. But for now, we don't need to do that. Let's go ahead and just simple, let's go ahead and just provide everything in a one file, and we can execute the Terraform module, and let's see what happens. Okay. So now I have provided provider, and let me go ahead and let me check this first. Okay, that's nice. Okay, let me change it to region. Yes, is to 1. st1. Okay, now access key. What should I do now to get access key and secret key? Can someone help me? What should I do now to get access key and secret key?
Create an IAM role.
Okay, that's nice. That's a spontaneous answer, and I like that. Create an IAM user, go ahead and grab his access key and secret key, and that's it. You can provide your access key and secret key there. I'm going to call it Terraform user. Terraform user, okay? And I'll just, that's okay. Even I don't need a password. All I just need access key and secret key. I'm going to add to this EC2 group because this EC2 group already have EC2 full access. So I'm going to add this user to this group. Okay, I'm going to do create user. Now let me go ahead and grab this access key. Okay, I'm going to provide it here. I'm going to grab secret key. I'm going to provide that secret key here. Okay. Once you have that in place, now what you need to do, you would have to create a resource. You will be creating a resource. This is a provider. The provider will tell you what API you are interacting with. What API this Terraform is trying to interact now? Uday, are you with me? What API the Terraform is trying to interact now?
US East, no?
So US East one is a region, right? Yes, that's AWS API. So AWS is the API. Terraform is trying to interact with AWS. And how the Terraform will get access is we will be providing access key and a secret key. Okay. Inside that API, inside that AWS application, it is going to go and provision resources inside this US East one. AWS is huge, right? They have regions across the globe, Sydney, Seoul, Mumbai, India, Singapore. They have resources everywhere. And we will be very specifically, okay, US East one. Okay, let's go ahead and provision these resources in this area. Okay, that's what it do. That's what it is doing. You got that, Uday?
Yeah.
Okay. Next section, what we'll be doing, we'll be providing resources. In CloudFormation, what we had on the top, the first one, we had a version, right? CloudFormation version, then followed by parameters, then followed by resources, right? And we defined resources one by one. Correct? If you would have a write like a 4 or 5 CloudFormation stacks, not just a copy and paste it, just you would have a type it, you would get that already. Just 4 CloudFormation stacks, and that can get you what you need. Why not? I would do that. One day I will sit and I would do that straight away. And I won't hesitate for a minute actually. Okay. The same way we'll be providing resources section here. Let me go ahead and grab that resource section actually. I can grab it from here actually. This is creating, you see that this is creating this guy, you see this security group and AWS, this is providing the source. This is the module name, and the code, the source means the main.tf for this module is coming from here, basically something like that. Okay, you see this is the resource, and this is the resource AMS key, and this is the resource disabler, whatever. This is the resource, This is the resource. It's creating. You see, the source is ../../. What does that mean? Can someone help me?
Going 4 steps behind.
Yeah, 2 steps behind, there is a main.tf. It's going to execute that file basically. Okay, that's what it means actually. So that module, you'll be executing a module, go back 2 steps behind, and there is a main.tf, and that is the module that you are executing. When you define module, that means it look for that main.tf only. Where is your main.tf is the question mark. Where is your main.tf for this module? Especially for this module. Okay, and go 2 steps behind, and you will see main.tf there, and that's where you will see exact module that you are trying to create. Okay, it's a simple. Once you have like at least one Terraform script or whatever, and it's going to be very simple actually. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this resource. Okay, I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to make changes when I paste it there actually. Okay, now, so now what this one, you see this guy, look up where.aws props comma AMI. What does that mean is, let me go here, right? You see the vars, you see AWS props, this in the variable section, he defined these variables as this key. Okay, go vars dot and this dot, what value you are looking for, this value, this key value, and which is this. So this is going to get this value and pass that value here actually, pass that value here. Okay, but what we are doing is we don't have any variables defined on the top. So what we are doing is we will be just providing the AMI straight away. Okay, how I'm going to get that AMI? Can someone tell me how I'm going to get that AMI?
EC2.
Yeah, let's go to EC2 dashboard and grab an AMI and pass that AMI. Let me go to instances. I will get AMI from here, right? Can I get AMI from here? I should.
Yes.
This is the instance. Okay, description. Where is the AMI?
Vishnu, AMI ID. Yeah. No.
Right
Here.
side.
Where is that? I cannot
Right.
see.
Under
side,
the
right.
scheduled events.
Right here. Okay. Okay. This is the okay. Yeah, it was just okay. Copy that AMI ID. You guys are really smart. Let's go ahead and paste that one. I didn't copy that actually. Okay, let's. Oh, seriously, you kidding me? So what I'm gonna do? I'm just simply gonna grab some from here actually. Okay, this is a different AMI, but that's okay. I'm just testing it. So let me go ahead and grab that AMI. Now paste here. Next, what I'm not providing any lookup variable, right? Lookup means look where there are variables defined on the top, and I have multiple values inside AWS pros, right? Grab this value. What value? Whatever value that I'm asking you to. Okay. So what instance type that we are going to use? T2.micro, right? Subnet ID, how I'm going to get subnet ID? I can go to EC2 instance, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to get subnet ID. Do not copy paste everything. The copy paste is try to get you some confidence, right? If you copy paste entire and you get the output and you don't know what you're doing, it doesn't make any sense. Even if you complete your assignment, for me, it doesn't make any sense. It's not a college. If it is a college, you complete your assignment, you're going to get grade for it, and that's it. That grade, I don't think that grade will help you at all. You're going to pass, you're going to get your degree, but I don't think that grade after you, once you have your degree, I don't think that grade will help you at all, right? But here is a different scenario. Some people, they have completed their assignments, but they don't learn anything. Some people, they work on their own, try to do as much as they can, and they couldn't able to complete their assignment. It doesn't matter, right? That was the purpose of the assignment. It's not like once you complete your assignments, you're going to learn everything. It's not like that. And this is not a college. A real-time world is like, it's very, very tough. It's not a college at all. So associate public IP address. What this guy has associate public IP address? Let's see. Because we don't know our public IP address, right? You don't know our public IP address. So how you're going to assign the public IP address? You see that what this guy said? True. Now let's go ahead and say true. That's it, right? What I will do, I can just go ahead and let's say true. What is my key pair name? My key pair name is IAM user, right? That's my key pair name. Now I would have to provide that security groups ID as well. You see, security group ID, and I would have to provide the root block device, which is EBS volume if I want to. Otherwise, I don't have to, right? This security group ID is coming from the bottom. You see that? It depends on the security group. But what I will do, I'll just simply provide that VPC security group ID. I don't need to use anything, right? Let me go and grab the security group ID. How I'm going to copy the security group ID? Just use this. Okay, that's fine. Let me go ahead and grab this. Use Command C and put it. Are you guys getting me? All right. Am I clear? No? You guys can stop me if you are not clear, okay? Because I want you to understand. This is simple thing, very simple if you understand. If you don't understand, it's very tough because it's like you don't know. I'm asking you to make a sari, like a Kanchipuram sari, and you don't know how to do that. So it's going to be very tough. So I don't have to define any root block volume. I will take whatever the default volume is. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Okay. So I'm not mentioning any root block volume and tags. That I'm okay. You know what? I'm going to change it. This is I'm going to say Amazon Linux. It's just a name, tag and a key value name, right? And I can say, sorry, my bad, prod. And I can say server one. I can say, should I say server one? I can say web app, whatever, right? Managed by infrastructure as a code. Now it doesn't depend on anything. So what I will do, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this part. Let me explain why they have this depends on. Okay, I'm gonna explain that real quick. So why they have that depends on means this security group resource creation, this block will be creating a security group with these permissions. Actually, you see, SSH permission, CIDR block allow everything, HTTP permission allow everything, right? And once this security group has been created, then security group ID will be generated. Am I right or wrong? Correct? That security group ID will be provided like this. Like what? Like this. So this block, this EC2 creation resource block will be depend on this block, this security group creation block. That's what this means. That's what this means. Now, let's say, for example, if you want to grab IP address of the whole, right? Now you don't know the IP address of EC2 instance because you haven't created any EC2 instance yet. But you can define output section like that. It's like a, you guys parse that instance ID, right? You guys got instance ID from the top task, about task, and you register the output and you parse the value, instance ID, instance tags, all that kind of stuff, right? Like that, you will have output section and you can pass the value like this. This EC2 instance will get instance IP, actual instance IP value basically. Okay. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this one because I did hard code the value. I'm not using any any parsing value or something like that. I'm not using any block. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Okay. Now let's go ahead and test this one. So now this is my what is that? This create EC2 is my module. Now I need to go to that module and look for main.tf. Now I can execute Terraform in it. Okay. What this command does, this command will initialize the operations from this. We are not providing any main.tf here, right? This is the module and these are the actual operations defined in that main.tf. So if you want to plan this Terraform in it, this will initialize this module basically. Let's go ahead and init the module. Terraform has been successfully initialized. That's a good sign. Now, what else we want to do? Let's go ahead and plan it. That plan won't get you an instance, but let's see, if we would have to change anything, the plan will tell you, okay, you need to change something. Okay. And let's do Terraform plan. We'll give a second. It will be ready in anytime soon. And then let's do Terraform plan. Then try to make some changes. Then let's do Terraform plan again. And let's see what happens. Okay. The first time it might take some time, but if you would have initialized this module earlier, and it wouldn't take this much time actually, but that's okay. What happens is it is gonna compare entire HCL. HCL means hierarchical language syntax. It's gonna look for entire indentation kind of syntax actually. And if you miss any parameters, it's gonna tell us. Let's say, for example, key pair is mandatory. Example, let's say, and you did not provide key pair, and it's gonna get us. Okay, you did not provide any key pair, Vishnu, so you are wrong. Please go ahead and provide this in order to proceed. Okay, I'm not creating anything, but I will know what I need to do. Pretty smart, right? I think so. Pretty smart, right? Am I right or wrong? Okay, why this Terraform is taking this much time? Okay. Oh, invalid reference. Okay, we have so many errors actually. And let's see what those errors are. Invalid reference. A reference to a resource must be followed by at least one attribute access specifying the resource name. Okay.
అంటే అప్పుడు వేరే ఏఎంఐ చేస్తున్నాను అని అన్నారే దాని వలన
No. So we did provide all those resources a little bit. The way it's a reference resource type must be followed by at least one attribute access specifying the resource name. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's see how this guy has provided all these values. He defined variables like this and before even model, but we don't have to do that. Do we have to? Okay, he mapped it default value this. These are the default values, but we don't have to do that, I guess. But let's see. Let me go ahead and fix that one first. This guy can get us a very good answer. Okay. Okay. Yeah, but we did not define anything though. Let's go ahead and define that. So you cannot hard code the value inside resource section. Let's check for this. You see that this guy hard code that value though. He did hard code that value. So you can hard code that value. So I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and try to fix it. Main.tf. Why I cannot see colors even? See. Let's see. Something like this. Quotes might be missing, I guess. Then try not miss the quotes. Yeah, I think that was the issue. Quotes were missing. You see that guy, T2.micro guy, had a quotes over there. Vishnu, what you're doing? Are you serious, Vishnu? Yeah, let me go ahead and fix that quotes. Next class. So I want you to guys get me demo. I want you to write a script on your own. Whatever the script that you can write on your own and tell us, explain us what you have done. And if you make any mistakes, modify in front of us, okay? And I'll pick names very soon actually. And let me go ahead and provide that quotes. You see that I did not apply, I did not create any resource. Before I do even create resource, I will know what was the issue actually. This is the advantage. Terraform plan will tell you what exactly the issue was. Okay, again, let's go ahead and do Terraform plan. Now only one thing. Inappropriate value for attribute ID set string required. This is not the right value. This is not the right value. We're saying, okay, let me go here. Security group IDs. Okay, this is security group IDs. And let me grab the security group ID. You can go here. Yeah, actually, this is what I should have done this. The security group ID will start with SG, right? You guys are so amazing. Yes, I was amazing actually. Sorry, my bad. So instance ID will start with I. Volume ID will start with VOL. AMI ID will start with AMI. VPC ID will start with VPC. The same way, security group ID will start with SG. Am I clear, guys? Can you guys type Y if you are clear? Set up a string. Set up a string is required. Okay. What does that mean? Set up a string is required. It's a string. So let me go fix that one as well. Okay. But you guys are looking at the troubleshooting that I'm doing, right? If you get an issue, this is how you should troubleshoot. Okay. Okay. This guy has, it's gonna be okay. This is the hardest supply in this variable that fix the problem. Like this. Security group, you'll be providing inside a list. That's nice. Let's go ahead and provide that in a list. Something like this, right? This guy was telling us to provide security group like this. Okay, sir, we can do that. Because IDs, you see that IDs. I'm not sure why you would do that. Let's do Terraform plan again. Oh, okay, nice. This is working. None after apply, none after apply. You see that you will know everything after apply. You see that you will see. So the AMI is there because you are the one who provided that AMI. You will get instance ID. You will get IP address of that instance ID. You know instance state, instance type, because you are the one who provided that instance type, right? You will know entire details. Okay, let's go ahead and apply. Okay, Terraform, apply. This will create a resource and you will see, okay, yes, I can approve. Let's go to AWS Management Console. You see that instance is being created, web app. We did it, right? Yay, we did it. I want you to guys type it. I want you to guys install it manually. I want you to guys follow the video, just type it. Try not to copy paste anything. And I'm not giving you that script as well. I'm going to put that script in the chat. You can save it for reference, but not for copy and paste. Okay. And it's a very simple. And in that case, you see that. So tags were being created. I might ask you to write a different one that I did not write, something like that, if you're copy and pasting. Okay. Now, complete, apply complete, we saw EC2 instance, and let's see. This is the magic part. You see that? This is the magic part. There is a state file being generated. You see terraform.tf state, right? That is the state file. So this state file, okay, this state file will exactly, let's say, let's look at the Terraform state file actually. You see that this state file has everything. It has instance ID, you see, this is the instance ID being created. Okay, it has everything. This is the elastic network interface for that instance. Complete metadata of that instance. This has complete metadata of that instance. And let's try to change something. Let's reapply and let's see what happens. Let's try to edit the tag, one of the tags, and then let me add one more A, right? Just trying to make changes to your infrastructure. Okay, trying to make changes to your infrastructure, and then let's see what happens. So what happens? What happens? This is telling us, okay, hey, this is 3 hidden values. This is, you know, this is going to be changed or something like that. Or if you apply, this is actual value will become this, because you have this in your script, right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes,
This is your actual environment. Let's go and see. This is your actual environment. But what you have in your script, this is what you have in your script. So if you apply, this will become this. Okay. Only this tag is changing, because that's the only thing that you are trying to change for this instance ID. Okay, let's go ahead and check. Okay, one resource changed, and let's go ahead and grab here. Let me refresh this. You see that? That's a magic, right? And let's see whether Terraform destroy is going to work or not. Now I want to terminate that instance. I've completed my work. I want to terminate my instance. I'm not writing another Terraform script to do that. Just I'm going to use same script to destroy. So only S, if you do S, you see that minus, minus, minus. What does that mean is it is removing all these resources. Now let's go ahead and take a look. Shutting down your instance. Is that clear? This is all about Terraform. So the Terraform, will support multiple providers. Okay, so you would have to provide all your providers, right? And providers are like example AWS, Azure, GCP, and unlike CloudFormation, it will support like multiple providers, and you could use the same script to destroy your infrastructure, and you can even test before you apply, right? And it will maintain the state file, and these are the other like differences compared to other IAC, right? This is all about Terraform. And you will have a variable.tf file, you'll have a main.tf file. You can define your variables, and you can pass those variables, or you can define them inside quotes. Don't forget that quotes, and that's it. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple and straightforward.